Alright guys, here is the next Josh of All Trades video. Bam! There it is. So we're going to do the oil on the car, and this is about as plain Jane 1, 2, 3 step as possible. It's a Honda Accord. It's an old Honda Accord. It's just a simple pull the plug, let her drain, put the plug in, fill up full of oil, change the filter, and you're done. So here she be. So what I do to get started is obviously the engine's a little warm. It's easier. The oil will run out easier if the oil is a little warm. So before I crawl underneath of it, I make sure I pop the plug. That way air gets in there and it drains quicker. So we just got the pan down here and let's see, the drain pan, and then there is the drain pan. So we'll pull that plug out of there. So let me get some tools and we'll get started. We're down underneath here, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull that plug out right there, right here, and let the oil drain in the pan, or in the catch basin here. Before we do that though, we got to take out the filter right there, and what I recommend though is, since that filter was not put in the best place, as soon as you unscrew it, it comes down and leaks on the exhaust there. So what I end up doing is taking that section of exhaust and putting like a towel or a couple paper towels or something around it. That way when it drains out, it doesn't land on there, because when it lands on there, it takes like 10 days for it to burn off, and it always smells like your car's burning oil, which it's not exactly a smell I like to do. So basically we're just going to reach up in there with our oil wrench here and unscrew it, let it drain off into the pan there, and then we'll screw a new one on there, and then we'll pull the plug, drain the oil, and then we'll go up top side and fill her up. So let's get started. I've got the towel around the exhaust and I'm holding it there. I just unscrewed the, there you go, is that better to see? Unscrewed it, and I just sit here for, you know, a minute and a half and let it go ahead and drain off, and when it stops draining, I'll back that one off and then we'll throw the new one on there. Okay, so here is, we got the old one off. You see the little stud sticking up there, right there. So I got the old one off. Here's the new one, and what I do is I take a little bit of oil and I rub it on that black gasket there. That way it seals up nice and tight. And so you just put this on, and I just do it hand tight. Usually it's hand tight plus like a quarter turn. I don't put it on with the wrench because it doesn't need to be on wrench tight. So that is that. That was putting the filter on. It's drained off, as you can see. Everything's cleaned up there. So now we're just going to pop the plug and let her drain, and then we'll be done down here. Okay, so we've got the plug pulled, and we're just sitting down here and just kind of chillaxing, waiting for that to finish out draining. And usually what I do is, while it's draining, is I just give the overall, you know, once over of down here, make sure there's no other oil leaks or coolant leaks or power steering leaks or anything like that. Just kind of give it the 5-minute once over kind of thing while this is draining, and then once this stops dripping, we'll put the plug in, and then we'll go up top and we'll put 4.5 quarts of fresh oil in it, and we'll be done with the oil change. We're pretty much wrapping this quick little video up. I just wanted to kind of give you a breakdown of everything. So we got everything down below. Wrapped up. Everything's drained, filters changed. So all you do now is you come up top. Got a funnel in there, and I just put 4.5 quarts of fresh oil in there, and your owner's manual will tell you per vehicle, per engine size, what exactly is your reservoir will hold. This car holds 4.5 quarts. So we'll go ahead and dump that in there, and then we'll start it up and let it run and fill the filter and cycle through the engine and let it drain again. And we'll pull a dipstick here and we'll check it, make sure we're good. If not, top it off a little bit more and we'll call it a done deal. So what I wanted to show you was what I put in the vehicle. So again, I'm pretty brand specific. I've been using this stuff forever and ever and ever and ever, and it's never given me a problem. So in my opinion, there's no sense changing. So I use Castrol high mileage, whatever weight the vehicle calls for. Like the car and the truck are 530, the van is 520. So I go with the big bulk package here because this is a little bit cheaper, and then I just go with the Fram filter. Pretty cheap, keeps the budget people here happy. So between the 5 quarts and that, I think this go around, since gas prices are starting to go down, the oil prices are starting to go down, I think I was under a $20 bill. I was like $19.65 for both of these together. So, and I just use my oil wrench, socket, and 17mm to pull the plug, and just some I don't know what these are, mechanics paper towels or whatever. So pretty much that's all I need for an oil change. And start to finish on this job was like, by the time, I mean, I already had everything out. So once I had everything out, we're talking like 10-15 minutes tops to get this done. So it's a pretty simple project. So hopefully you guys are able to get something from this. And like I said, this is our Honda Accord. This is pretty much a slam dunk of a vehicle. It's just an in and out, pretty basic, pretty simple. So hopefully this gives you guys the motivation or whatever to try to do stuff like this on your own and save money. I know like when you go to Jiffy Lube, you can probably get an oil change for $20-25 or whatever, and it's probably more convenient for some people, but I like to do my own just because I know what's going in my vehicle and I know that the reservoir and stuff is full. I know some places like that, like if your car calls for 5 quarts, they'll put like 4 1/4 out of there. They'll save 3/4 to a half a quart, and when they're pumping through 100 vehicles a day, that saves them a ton of money, and you don't know that your vehicle is almost a quart shy. Just they say they filled it. So I like to make sure I use my materials and everything is good to go. So again, guys, if you like these videos like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and then we'll catch you on the next project. Later.